Hey everyone! So today I'm here to review the Sephora Favorites Give Me Some Lips set. It retails for $25 US, $30 in Canada, and contains 6 lip products in total. 5 deluxe sized and 1 full sized, and if you break it all down and do the math, it is a $60 US or $72 Canadian value. So you are getting a good deal. The first item in the set is the Fresh Sugar Lip Treatment in Rose. Rose is a light to medium rose pink with warm undertones and a sheer luminous finish. This is a deluxe size and the packaging is a sleek metal tube with a screw-on cap, and the product itself has a sweet citrus scent. The texture was soft, smooth, and buttery. While the color was sheer, it did leave a nice rose tint to your lips. But of course, the shade will vary depending on your personal natural lips pigmentation. So if you have darker lips, it'll be darker. If you have more pale lips, it'll probably come off more red. Rose wore well for 3.5 hours and was hydrating even after the product had worn off. Next, we have the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in Lolita. Lolita is a medium to dark muted rose brown with warm undertones and a matte finish. The packaging is a slim plastic tube with a standard doe foot applicator. This deluxe size was consistent in both performance and quality when compared to the full-sized version. This shade applied smoothly, evenly, and had fully opaque, rich pigmentation. It had excellent performance throughout wear, it was never streaky or patchy, and it didn't flake or crack once the product had dried. Lolita wore well for 8 hours before fading. In comparison, Sephora Collection's Marvelous Mauve was more pink, and MAC's Whirl was darker and more brown. And next up we have the Makeup Forever Artist Plexi-Gloss in the shade 202. 202 is a light, sheer, pale peach with warm undertones and a glossy finish. Like the full-sized version, the gloss comes housed with a uniquely shaped, flexible applicator, and there was no noticeable scent or taste. The texture was lightly tacky, which did seem to tug at lips when applying, but once the product is fully applied to your lips, it seems to smooth out and only really becomes sticky or tacky once the product starts to wear away. I also found that due to the soft, milky consistency of this gloss, it did ever so lightly settle into the fine lines of my lips and grab to any imperfections or dry patches. But since this gloss is more pale and it is quite sheer, it was really only noticeable on closer inspection. 202 wore well for 4 hours before fading. Next up, we have the Marc Jacobs Le Marc Lip Creme in Je T'aime. In English, isn't that just Marc Jacobs the Marc Lip Cream in I Love You? Give me a French class. Je T'aime is a medium to dark coral pink with warm undertones and a satin finish. The packaging is a smaller plastic tube and the product itself has no scent or taste. This shade applied smoothly, evenly, and had great opaque pigmentation. It had a lightly creamy consistency that applied very easily to lips without tugging or dragging. All around, it performed really well and I didn't experience any feathering either. Je T'aime wore well for 5 hours and left behind a faint stain. In comparison, MAC's D for Danger was darker and more red, and MAC's All Fired Up was lighter and more pink. Next up, we have the Sephora Collection Rouge Infusion Lip Stain in Peony. Peony is a light to medium muted red coral with warm undertones and a natural finish. It's confusing to explain because it starts off glossy, but once the product wears away into the stain, it's just the natural finish of your lips. The packaging is interesting. It's a plastic test tube style tube and it has a thin doe foot applicator. The product itself has a very strong petal rose type scent to it that pretty much lingers until the product has worn off your lips. Like your typical lip stain, the product does start off as a liquid. It applies glossy, but it eventually fades away into a very subtle stain. It had a slightly uncomfortable consistency while it was drying. The only way that I can really describe it is if you were to take a thin layer of white school glue and apply it to your lips. It feels very clingy. Regardless, once it was applied, Peony took about 20 to 40 minutes to wear away and yielded a faint stain for 2.5 hours afterwards. And last but not least, we have the Tarte Amazonian Butter Lipstick in Coral Blossom. Coral Blossom is a light peach pink with warm undertones, gold shimmer, and a creamy, luminous finish. This lipstick is the full-size product that comes in the set, and the packaging is a cardboard tube, and the product itself has a minty scent to it, which does leave your lips with that cooling, minty feeling. This shade went on smoothly, evenly, and was buildable to a semi-sheer / mostly opaque coverage. It felt thinner and had more slip to it than your standard lipstick, but not enough to cause the color to move around. Coral Blossom wore well for 4.5 hours before fading. So overall, it is a pretty well-rounded set of lip products from mattes to moisturizing treatment lip balms. If you're a fan of the more peachy red type shades that are featured, or you've just been wanting to try out a couple of the formulas, then this set is honestly a good affordable way to try them out before indulging in a full-size product. After all, most of these products equal about $25 US, $30 in Canada each, so in a sense you are getting to try 6 different products for the price of 1. So be sure to let me know in the comments below if you will be checking it out, if you have any of the full-size products, and what your thoughts are on them. As always, don't forget to check out my blog for more details, photos, and swatches, as well as like, comment, and subscribe to show your support. If you'd like to give me a follow, I will have all of my social media listed here, as well as down in the description. As I always say, I hope you found this review helpful, and I hope that you're having a fantastic day, and thank you so much for watching.